I'm Jivika. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Top Road. And today I'm with the CEO of Tech by Tech, which is an Angolan AI and tech agency. They've built over 250 GPTs, got over 33,000 chats, and nearly 1,000 USD in earnings. So we're super excited to talk to you today. And yeah, I know that everyone's going to be super interested to understand what your journey with your GPT part of the business is, but I thought maybe let's start high level. And yeah, why don't you just tell me about Tech by Tech as a company and what you guys do?
Good. I'm Juvenal. I'm co-founder and CEO of Tech by Tech, and Tech by Tech it's a AI company. We build AI tools and custom GPTs like to solve the problems we see in society.
And so is GPT one part of your business? Like, what are the other AI platforms and tools that you guys build?
Yes, besides the custom GPTs, we also have the national ID where we use facial recognition like for uh, digital identity verification.
Oh, wow.
And we also have a platform of, actually, it's a very popular here in our country. We have virtual singers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they are like the first virtual singers here in Angola. And we just recently we just have an AP, like we mixed popular singers in Angola with virtual singers. So it's like
No
the first
way.
time in history. Yeah, so we are just playing around with AI and of course making business out of it.
Yeah.
And all of the projects they already generating some revenue. We also get revenue from streamings, from music. We get revenue from the custom GPTs, and of course, we are also on bootstrapping at this stage. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we develop some custom softwares for some clients where we often also employ AI. Like we even develop our own custom models. I mean, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you kind of are doing like across the board. So obviously for the people watching this, they're gonna be interested in your custom GPTs business. And you guys have what I call what we call at Top Road as like having a portfolio approach to GPTs. So you don't just have like one GPT you've actually built. I think it was like about 260 at this point. So yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering if you could talk us through what's your development process when building GPTs? Is it more just kind of putting out quick concepts and seeing what sticks, or do you like whiteboard it and brainstorm? Yeah, what's your process to build a new GPT?
Great. There is one thing that we often do. We often look at data, like we look at chat history and we try to understand the gaps, like in our GPTs, like what are the kind of frustrations from users. So this is the kind of the thing that we often prioritize when we are like in the development process. But when it's about creating, like, let's say, if we want to create a GPT, we look at the market and we often do like a kind of market research before we build any GPTs.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we trying to do as one example, like the one we just have is the rendery. We have a custom GPT that basically I have a brother. My brother is a 3D designer.
Oh, okay.
And yes, but like him and a lot of designers and architects, they waste a lot of times trying to iterate with the 3D render. Like they trying to change colors, they trying to change style, and even with with the current AI tools, like people. Let's say you build a nice image and then you want just to change maybe the
One
windows.
part of it.
And then when you're trying to change the window, then it's a house without a door, and then it's a loop. Yeah, so that's where we come. That's where we come. Like the main focus, the target of our custom GPTs is the memory. It's like it remembers the product, it
Mhm.
remember even the space, like it remembers the style, the taste of the client. So besides this, there is also the one that we call it, they can generate like a full package. I
Mhm.
mean, they can see the 3D or the architect project in night, in all the angles. They can get a list of all the materials inside the property,
Mhm.
all the style, everything. So this is basic something that when we did, actually our, let's say our magic portion was like, at the time we thought, okay, because we are, and maybe you are our maybe witness, because we are day one on OpenAI store, and
Yeah.
we saw that coming, that people might shift from Google search, like the
Mhm.
traditional Google search, to AI search
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
everyone now. Yeah,
So
so
true.
and that's how, like, how our 200 plus GPTs they were born. It's like we just get all the most searched keywords on Google. We just made GPTs. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and
And so like I know something that we had discussed over emails, how like render imagery GPT has sort of like been trending and it's kind of picked up this month. Um, do you know what's been driving that? So is that sort of like organically being picked up in the GPT store? Are you marketing it? Yeah, how do you get your users for all your GPTs?
yes, to be honest, like we try to market, like we try to do, I guess it was a LinkedIn ad,
Mhm.
and it didn't work. Like,
Okay.
yeah, it didn't work, and we just let it go.
Yeah.
And like we were like actually more focused in other projects at the time, and
Hmm.
then we saw like the users that paid, we thought, okay, maybe they paid and they will cancel soon, and
Yeah.
then we see like, okay, 3 months, okay,
Yeah.
6, and it's now 2 years, so people are coming, they keep paying for the GPTs. Yeah,
Hmm.
so for us, it's like there is a business there. Now we also reach the users. We're trying to get to the real needs. We're
Hmm.
trying to make it, even to integrate, like we are so trying, maybe we can build a workspace inside GPT tools, for
Hmm.
example, for rendering, where users could build like projects, they could build everything. Yeah, and even as a standalone, we could think about it. But for now, we are just trying to understand the user's needs. We're trying to understand the pain points. Yeah, so we are doing business now because we are seeing some cash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You choose to like invest a little bit more in
Yeah,
it as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So it sounds like you tried LinkedIn ads, but then it's also just been like being picked up. And you've just been watching kind of that organic kind of traffic sort of
Yeah, because the users they come back because they want to keep iterating with their projects. Like they start a
Mhm.
conversation with the renderer, and then they notice that no matter like how long, when I come back, renderer still remember me. So
Yeah,
they
yeah,
keep
yeah.
coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's solving like I think one of those underlying pain points with AI generation for sure. I've definitely had that experience where you've tried something and then you're like, I have to start the prompt again, and yeah,
yeah,
this sounds
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
fixing it. Um, I know a lot of people here will be super interested in your monetization journey. What models, monetization models have you experimented with? Um, yeah, and how do you think about, yeah, what's the right model? And then I'm going to ask you about pricing as well. But yeah, how do you think about monetization models?
Yeah, about the monetization, I guess we started maybe with marginal price. It was like we started with two US dollars per month. We were not interested in money yet at the beginning. Yeah, were trying to understand like if GPT tools really works, like people will really pay for that. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but then when we see that people start paying for money, then we start to look at the market. We start comparing like the current tools
Hmm.
like those Maya 3D,
Hmm.
AutoCAD, how much they charge, like for especially for companies.
Hmm.
And now we have in Angola, we have a architect company. It's like a construction company. It's a NESTC Angola. It's a construction company. We are on trial with them. They have a free
Amazing.
access to, yes, they have free access to it. They are trying and they are giving some inputs, and we are kind of, this is the way we go to the market and we compare prices with, and then we come up with cost and benefit. So, okay, even though there is a lot of things that users can do with our GPTs, but of course, are still some limitation because we are a GPT
Yes.
ecosystem.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so we have to think about the prices that you have to consider all these aspects.
yeah.
So you come up with the price and then you see if that makes sense, like in terms of business. Of course, you will not make a price that you are not providing anything.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
so
But I have to say, I think something that you guys have done really well is you tested monetization early, right? Even if it's just $2, because I think what people don't realize is going from zero to any paid price is like the sort of the gut wrenching. You're like, oh my God, will anyone pay for this? Because you can always experiment with the dollar amount a bit later. But at least your customers understand, like, hey, like this is like a paid product. So and we can always like grandfather in like older users. So how it works with GPT tools is like if they start with $2, they're grandfathered in, they'll always get to pay that. But then your new customers, once you update the price, can start paying that higher amount. So yeah, I think you guys are really onto something of just like getting started early. Because the other thing I want to call out is with render imagery, I was looking at our stats, it's like 5,000 chats, right? So I think that's one of the questions we always get asked is like, when should we think about monetization? And obviously, it's really different, right? So there are some folks who will wait until they've got much, much more before they switch on monetization. But yeah, your approach has been like testing monetization early and kind of being in the market as a paid product. So no, it's always good to know about the different approaches. And
yes.
do you guys also build like custom GPTs, like one-off custom GPTs for clients, or is all your GPT business about the subscription revenue?
Yes, we do because some of the clients, when they come to ask about even custom softwares, they want to see like a quick demo of
Yep.
their product. Yeah, so we use the GPT as a demo for the
Yeah.
product. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like we selling them as a brand. We
Hmm.
selling them, okay, we have this product that you guys are asking for, but its name is Rendery. So you guys want a custom version of that. So it's like we sell it that way, but for this architected company, we are trying to building like a custom version for them, like kind of exclusive for them.
Hmm.
Yeah. They ask for some customization, some integrations, even with the Office package and stuff. Yeah.
Hmm. So will you create a separate custom GPT for their needs, or is it that you're using custom GPT for the demo purposes, and then that will then maybe spin out like a product on a different platform?
Yes, our goal is to be a product company. Yeah,
Hmm.
like we would like to keep just the brand, just to sell the GPTs. But as I said, we are doing bootstrapping. Sometimes like we are forced to do a custom for the client. So yeah, but there is a lot of models even inside the software business where like if you want to get like the full propriety, if you want to get the full source code, everything like the prices go higher.
Yeah.
And
Customer.
usually the clients, they just want something that works.
Yeah.
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 No, I love that. Cool. And then just a few more questions about GPT tools. So obviously that's what our company Top Road builds. So that enables the analytics. and adding like a paywall to the to your GPTs. So yeah, do you have any yeah, what's your favorite feature of GPT tools and what's something that you'd like to see us introduce?
I mean, something I really like about this, especially the chat history,
Oh yeah.
and yes, and the analytics, like because you guys have a kind of business intelligence inside of that. Yeah, I can see like where my users coming from,
Yeah.
like how much I'm getting from one GPT or another, like the chats, the counts, the countries. I mean, it's like I have a team inside
Yeah.
GPT tools. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a business team inside GPT tools. It's like you guys have a kind of minions AI inside of that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I guess this is really cool for me. Yeah, this is
That's so
really
good
cool
to
to
hear.
interact with that. But something I really would like to see is like the one I just talked about is a workspace, maybe like for each GPTs
Mhm.
that you guys like will have a payment wall, and it's possible like a workspace that users can come and do more. I mean, yeah.
What kinds of things would you like them to be able to do in the workspace?
I mean, starting from creating projects, yeah, it would be something.
Like for the rendering one, like they could upload like the documents that would then become part of the knowledge base for the custom GPT. So, or like, yeah, what would that look like?
Yes, maybe they could come to GPT tools and they could see the rendering, they could build something from GPT tools, like
Oh,
kind
like
of,
the outputs maybe from that GPT.
yeah, because you guys now have like this kind of connection at the API side, I guess, like where they can communicate.
Yeah.
Yes, so if they can communicate, they could also be making things inside your front end. I mean,
Yeah. No, that's
yeah.
definitely something to consider. I would say that how people have used GPT, because you're correct. Like, so we what we've done is like because we have API access to that custom GPT, the flow can go both ways, right? So sometimes as you were mentioning with the chat history, what we'll do is like we like synthesize that information, and so that's how we can kind of show and we save that. We do have some clients, what they'll do is they might say limit user access even on a paid account, right? Just because like back end there, it costs them a lot of money to set up a particular client. So they just wanted to know, okay, what's track the usage of each client. And they store in their database. And so we will ping their API and be like, hey, like, it's this user, and then they kind of keep the record, all of that as well. So yeah, if you're interested in more API based solutions, yeah, we'll have to chat further.
Yeah, this is one. The other one is related to the marketing side. I mean, I guess this is something every GPT-2 creator, like, this is our pain point. I told you it didn't work on LinkedIn. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you,
Yeah. I
I agree.
mean,
You're the
if
second.
I could have something inside GPT-2s, like where I could just click, even if I have to pay something, like, but
Yeah,
if I just click in one button, and automatically I have some ads on Google Ads, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
that
Look, I
would,
mean, I hear you on that. Like, I think that something that is really interesting to me, but like because OpenAI really hasn't been pushing the GPT store as much as perhaps we thought they might when they launched. I do think that like folks who've been able to figure out how to get in users outside of the GPT store ecosystem into that
yes,
really thing.
yes,
And trust me, it's been one of those like kind of challenges because I'm like, why are we getting OpenAI users? But why we kind of keep staying and playing in this ecosystem is that as a builder, you're not having to pay for the AI usage cost, right? So it's like the end user uses their open AI like tokens and their message limits. So it still is objectively like a useful platform to be building on. But yeah, the
yeah.
marketing piece really needs to sort of improve. So yeah, no, I hear you on like, maybe we can make it a little bit easier to like perhaps like cross post. And so then maybe you could like test out marketing on different channels. But no, I mean, this isn't a GPT problem, right? So like I think the era that we're going into is with generative AI, like it's been so easy to build and like quicker to publish kind of products. And so I think strangely, I think product management becomes a much bigger skill set than building because it's like,
Yes.
you know, who is the user? What do they want? What is the tech capable of doing? How can I kind of like fix that? And then the second problem is marketing, right? So there's going to be like, there's just so much like software and so much AI products people can use. It's like, how do you cut through that noise? So definitely the marketing problem is not specific to GPTs. I think it's something that I agree, it's like the biggest bottleneck. So yeah, well, it's something that, you know, hopefully we can kind of introduce, yeah, making it a little bit easier for people to market their GPTs. Sounds like the next frontier for our company for sure. That's all the questions I had. Is there anything else you wanted to mention?
Something I would like to mention is like I guess we feel so proud like to be like from Angola and from Africa and making real AI products. I mean AI business and being kind of the first in Africa. It's like it's a really honor. Yeah,
No,
and
honestly,
thank you guys for like for the platform, for all the love, for every support, everything.
no. Okay. Honestly, I think also for us, so we've on the platform, we've just crossed over, I think a little over 350,000 USD in earnings. And
Yeah.
it's really exciting because like you, like both your company and our company have been here from the beginning of the OpenAI GPT store, and it's just really nice to start to see like that traction kind of like kick in. We're getting like returning kind of users, and I always wanted to make sure that like we're a company that's creating value, not just, you know, there's a lot of people who build kind of dodgy AI
Yeah,
products.
I know. It's like it's a dead bots we call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's not like I don't have any pride in that. What I have pride in is that people who you know, are doing the work and like experimenting, or like, you know, you were saying like noticing a pain point that your brother had and then being okay, like how do we, is there other people with that sort of like needs? And just sort of I think that's really cool. Like I think we're starting to see yeah, people realize like, no, if I put in the time, the effort, there is like a real business to be made in recurring revenue.
Yes.
So no, it's an exciting time. And yeah, we hopefully onwards and upwards.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, and we appreciate and we are giving you the same love like in triple times, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.